Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 26 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. In the last part, we basically just spent the entire part searching around Deadfire Fort, or the Deadfire Fort, what is it? No, Deadlight Fort, or Fort Deadlight. Basically, we just searched around there for some shit, and that went pretty well. We got some loot, don't know how much of it's worth, but we got quite a bit of weaponry, some armor, and some helmets and a cape. Ooh, a red cape. Who needs a cape? I think Seraphim doesn't. I think the only one who does, like, no, blue clashes. I just fucking said that. Wait. Where the fuck did it go? Alright. Apparently, it fucking Alok's like, if I can't have it, no one can. Proceeds to throw said object overboard. Right, we also need to change our colors of our ship back to Dewoodian. Just to basically say, we're not a threat, we're not going to raid the living fuck out of you. Even though I probably will. Look at that, Valiant Trading Company, 4-star captain. Right, so we should be going upwards, and yeah, you know what, as soon as I have no quests I wish to take, I will go straight to Periki's overview, and the Principe group notices you walk in and approaches you in the streets. Fucking lovely.
Look what's finally washed into port.
Seraphim stops as the other pirates approach, his fists balled. The heat of his anger flushes your skin, then seeps beneath, simmering your thoughts.
Hold up, Cap. That be Malnage, the High Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire herself, awaiting us like a shark in hate.
Ahoy, Malnage.
Captain, I've heard a mess and a half about you. Mostly good. Though I see your tasting company could use some refining.
The Orlan gestured to Seraphim with a smirk.
Typical Malnage. Can't match my skill, so you try to spew shit.
Boy, when you're as old as me, your skill will still be naught more than the untrained fumbling of an Adeiran maid to the refined workings of my mind.
The sailors backing her chuckle. What brings you here, Malnage?
I've heard about your run-ins with Captains Benweth and Ferrante. Meeting the old Principe seems like. Almost makes a girl green. The envy of missing the party.
She grinned, her mouth filled with sharp yellow teeth.
I'm tracking a man by the name of Rimaro. Traitor to the cause.
Romaro ain't no traitor, you mind-blind sack of squid squirts.
Seraphim growls, fist tight and fur blistering. You feel the anger coil around him and spill outward, and your vision begins to swarm. Fight against it. You close your thoughts against the onslaught of Seraphim's emotions, and they break upon you, scattering.
I'm sure he'll be loyal as the tide eye, you jelly-spined shit-gurgler.
She turns her attention to you.
Captain, there'll be a bounty of some 4,000 pounds on Rimaro, quick or dead. I'd be willing to cut you a tenth of that, here and now, if you give me any knowledge you might have stumbled across on your travels.
She glances again at Seraphim. Well, if a bleak walker is anything, it likes money. But at the same time, we are loyal to... bleak walkers are loyal to their order, therefore we are loyal to our friends, so kindly fuck off. Malnage blinks and Seraphim chuckles quietly. The pirate's lips twists into a smirk, but her eyes narrow.
Careful, Watcher. You don't want to go making yourself an enemy of the Principe Sen Petrena. Anyone aids our enemies shares their fate, you know?
She draws a finger across her throat.
Fare thee well, Captain. See you around, Seraphim.
She turns on her heels and leads her crew away. So, most important question, is there any loot? No. Oi, dickhead. Explain.
If you be having a tick, Cap, I'll be thinking that, if I be dragging you into these depths, you deserve the full sounding.
It's about time, Seraphim.
When I were a wee swabby, fresh to the sea, it were Romaro that showed me the ropes and rigging. More than that, he kept his weather eye open for me.
He plucks the fur in his at his elbow.
The sea be a right poxy ore on occasion, and life aboard the Sorcerer, that and more. Malnage, our ship hunter, she were all wet and bothered for doing me harm. And Romaro, he protected me. Mentored me too, learned me letters and navigation, handed down the Principe traditions. In time, we became close as kin or closer. And the Sorcerer, my family.
Adir appears genuinely moved, and colour rises in Elof's cheeks. He shakes his head. So how did Romaro end up in trouble with the Principe?
Right, fantastic fucking question, Cap.
He scowls and plants a crossed fist in an open palm.
Word out with mutiny. But I'll be putting about as much stock in that as a dockside doxy for manners. Well, no, I don't normally be singing no praises of veracity, Cap. But in the matter of Romaro, I'll be hunting the truth.
You told me a lot about the two of you, but not much about him.
Fair. He be of old Valian stock. A good man and righteous. Not honest, of course, but honourable. Were our shipboard sawbones, and more than half handy at it.
He smiles and rubs his upper arm.
More than one swabby be on the old salt of deferral from the wheel.
You two romantically involved.
Why, Cap? You be feeling a bit of the old envy?
He grins, bumping his eyebrows twice in quick succession. Adir seems pleased by that, and thoughtfully Jyoti rubs a knuckle along the edge of her jaw.
Nay, we never shared a bunk. Not that I'd have kicked him out of a hammock, but, like I said, we be family. He never took advantage.
So why did this malnage, mate? We fucking this. We met her once earlier.
Well, only knows, Cap. She treated me like my mere presence gave offence.
Was it your presence, I wonder, or an ill-timed remark about your furry blue nethers?
And here with me thinking you weren't paying my nethers no mind at all.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm glad, thank you. I'm glad you shared that.
Aye. Do right by it, and I won't be regretting it. Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
Fuck all, mate, to be honest. Let's get out of here and get to back. Wait, we were going this way, I think. Let's get ourselves going.
Show me. Show me. Yes? Show me.
Oh, fuck, that's not what I wanted to do. Right. Oh, yeah, we never actually got here, so let's get there. So, that was an interesting occurrence. Right, it's our first time in Periki Overlook.
I don't know how you and the Watchers sleep, carrying all those souls around.
Some nights it's the lantern that lulls me to sleep. It pulses like a heart in my hand.
If you find that comforting, then I'm glad for you.
So, let's have a look. So we've got the Luminous Bathhouse, the Gullet, Remnants, the Serpent Crown, Water Shaper's Guild, Akamir's Manor, some establishment, Dark Cupboard. First things first, we're just going to go straight up to the Crown area. Like I say, right up there. The other places we'll visit in time, more than likely.
You had no right to interfere in Rawatai's business.
Hawana culture isn't business, you company drudge.
Oh, I expected that to be a lot more heated than I thought it was going to be.
Did the Queen summon everyone to the palace?
Akira, I've never seen Aruihi run so fast.
Do you think the Audra Colossus would come here next?
Pray to Kahopa, it does not.
If it does, I'm laughing, because that way I don't have to go to it. It's come to me. So I mean, that's a fucking win if I ever see one. To be honest, if I ever heard one. And here we go, the Serpent Crown. Serpent's Crown. Let's have a look. So right here we have the a luxury stall, a Mohai's estate, a Lady Espiro's estate, Road East, and the Takano's estate, and of course the Kahanga Palace. where we will meet the Queen and some other people. Have a quick check or something. Reputations. I seem to have good reputations, but I might like when it comes to reputations, I seem to do a lot better with Is purple good or bad? I can't fucking tell. Like I've got blue and red with these guys. Is that I can't fucking tell if it's a good or bad thing. I mean, as far as I know, the Valiant Trade Company should fucking love me. I'm doing their job for them. And we're meant to be down there. What the fuck am I doing?
Hold a moment. You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company vipers. Take care you are not bitten.
It's a strange way to speak about your allies.
Mere words.
The guard gives an untroubled shrug.
They're in the throne room through the door behind me. If you should lose your way, follow the shouting.
The guard gestures towards the doors, dismissing you.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The Valiant dignitary aims a withering look across the aisle. A middle-aged woman with a square jaw and tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but at a look from the Queen's attendants, she puts it away.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
A sizable Amura, standing by the throne, takes a bold step forward and flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
He clears his throat and sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother, stand down.
Up to this point, the Queen had studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half raises her throne from her throne as she fixates on Prince Aruhi.
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Aruhi lowers his head, the Queen slowly centers her gaze on you and leaves it there.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Through her mouth, though her mouth doesn't move, Onokaza's voice comes to you like an insistent memory and nestled among your surface thoughts. Say nothing. Her brow furrows and she shakes her head.
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
The Queen's voice fills the expansive throne room, leaving you with a hushed silence to fill it. I'm going to take stock of my audience. The Valiant Nero projects affluence with his fine garb and gems. Karui, the Rawatean Hazanui, I think like that is, stands rigidly, watching the assembly through slitted eyes. She seems like someone who rarely leaves her back to the door. Onokaza, the Huana Queen, is all ease and comfort, though something in her bearing speaks of quiet, measured intensity. Her brother, standing away from proceedings, cannot hide a satisfied grin. The chaos of the hall appeals to him. Oh, sorry, what, Hasango?
One of our busiest ports. Much of the food we send to Rawatai passes through Hasongo.
She glowers, fidgeting for her pipe again.
I take it from your question that you are not here to enlighten us about Hasongo.
Her irritation turns briefly to the Queen. How'd you know I was a watcher?
She has a keen eye, my sister. Keener than your shooter's bird, Hazanui.
Oh, it's a Hazanui is the means admiral. The prince nods towards a woman standing by the Rawatine admiral, his interest in her unabashed.
Don't listen to him, Ishi.
She clucks her tongue down at the colourful bird pacing around her feet.
Among her other qualities, the Kahanga Queen can speak for herself.
Anakaza folds her hands in her lap and lifts her brows expectingly. See, none of these sound like him, but I'll go for this one. But if it pleases the court, I've journeyed from a crippled Port Marge.
I know this one. His parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Berth.
Make it 15, and we'll call it a deal. Raising her hand for silence, Anakaza looks to her brother. He approaches and they exchange a few words too quietly to hear. She lifts her gaze to you once more.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
She opens her palm and waits. Yeah, forget Hasongo. I think the giant who crosses these wars, through these wars.
Huh. What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawn Star Dreamers.
She looks at a deer the way you would look at an especially rabid but fascinating animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Nero crosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable.
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
I first emerged from beneath Caed Nua, my castle. He made this slightly personal. Silence descends on the hall. Courtiers and delegates eye one another, seemingly gauging which of them will be first to laugh. A stone look from Queen Okaza turns every questioning glance to stone.
Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain. A fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire?
This is the most sarcastic reaction. I'll need to find him first or die trying. Again. Silence falls once more as the courtiers and dignitaries trade uneasy glances. Only the Queen nodding slowly to herself into its... fuck it. Your meaning,
truth
whatever.
Is more terrifying than many of the lies polluting this hall.
She balances her chin on her fist.
I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hasongo.
Anakaza spreads her hand, calmly assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Anakaza's gaze wanders back to you only briefly.
Only that Hasongo is a Rawatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
She inclines her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Ma'am.
A composed Amura stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features. By her feet, a colourful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
She looks you in the eye and gives you a slow nod.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Maya sighs with resignation and nudges her bird affectionately with her toe.
You should feel no obligation to take on additional crew. The choice is yours.
I'll take Mia. Always good to have a rifle on hand.
Say the word and I'll shoot the tip off a green boy's nose.
Ishi looks up at Mia and warbles something agreeable. Saffron strokes his braided beard beneath a quiet smirk, and Jyoti eyes gleam with dark amusement.
But this is unacceptable. How are we to protect the company's investments if we cannot...
Calm down, Nero. I'm sure you'll get one of your spies in place eventually.
A lazy half-smile tugs at her mouth.
In the meantime, Watcher, I hope you'll meet me in the Brass Citadel. There's more for us to discuss among friendlier company.
She glares briefly at Nero.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Oh, Aruihi. Fuck that, I'm still sending what I want. Queen Nukaza rises from her throne, and so the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hasongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
Nukaza nods to you as she adjourns.
Your allies will use you toward any end. Do not give your trust lightly.
Nukaza clears her throat and sweeps the floor with her gaze.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift and unmistakable disgusted wave.
Let's speak.
So right. Oh, fuck. I actually don't know what I want. you know, fuck it. We just want a ranger. And right now, I actually don't want her in the party because in my personal game, I did dismiss Seraphine and brought her along, but I think for now we'll keep our party as it is.
While we have the chance.
Ooh.
Your coming is a favorable omen already.
The prince nods and crosses his arms, a self-satisfied smile on his lips. You don't need to tell me.
Akira, this is the confidence my people need. You happen by a time when our rivals bicker and tear at each other's throats. It does not take a priest to see how the gods send us an outsider to dig under the skin of our enemies.
Aruihi chuckles to himself and nods. You don't seem to take your rivals very seriously.
How can I when they posture and peck like a pair of kata birds?
Aruihi smirks and shakes his head.
I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you are as useful as you are disruptive. She trusts me to judge this. You did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Loyal service can keep your galley stocked.
I could use some extra coin to outfit the Defiant.
Akira, to patch a hull or stitch a sail is costly when supplies come from distant islands. The city has honest work for those in need, I say, and insists that everyone carry a heavy purse.
So what kind of loyal service did you have in mind?
My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet.
He opens his hand and for emphasis and wipes it across his shoulder.
Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Rapau for their silence? Take this if you need proof.
He tosses you a silver medallion inscribed with the Valalian honorifics. A Valalian envoy medallion. The Republic's reward these for exemplary service.
Akira, you are sharper than my guards for knowing this, I say. An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Nekataka. He wore that on his breast. My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Nekataka has a pirate problem.
Aruihi's upper lip curls with distaste.
Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city.
You think pirates raiding those Republic's bastards be the source of your people's agony? Wonder what the gullet folk would be thinking of that, sir.
Anyone who preys on my people will know Onikaza's justice in time, I say.
Aruihi narrows his eyes at Seraphine.
I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market, earn the trust of these pirates, and learn how supplies come into my city.
His gaze rises to meet yours, cold and calculating. Yeah, sounds profitable. Anything else I should know?
Yours is not a face that others will recognize. Let no one learn that you work for the crown.
Highest bidder. You said highest bidder wrong.
When you travel down the mountain, seek Takehu in Pariki's overlook. He is a godlike, one who the people look to for hope.
The prince thumbs his chin and smiles.
Ngati's chosen knows of our troubles. He could also use a lesson in Raparu modesty.
Yeah. Never hurts to have a local guide. I'll go find him.
Akira, if I know Takehu, he is stirring tempers in the Water Shapers Guild. Be on your guard in the gullet. I fear the caverns run deeper than even Ngati could guess.
The prince dismisses you with a nod. Fuck it. Money's money, innit? As long as I'm not diplomatic or benevolent, we're golden. And I really hope the Valyrian Trading Company does like me, because that's what I'm trying to go for. I can't tell if it's working, though. But unfortunately, we're actually going to have to end this part here. If you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next part. See you guys then.